What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K, co-host of the show. Yes, you see it, live and direct. It is called the Commission Gaming Podcast. And with no further ado, let me bring in the panel. All right, because y'all didn't come here to hear me blabber for about an hour or so, right? So first, let's start off with my homegirl Tron of the Sick Humor and King Thrash Roundtable Podcast. Tronny, how have you been? We've been on hiatus for a week, so it's been a long time coming, but how have you been, my friend?
Oh, I've been doing great. Work is crazy as usual. Valentine's Day was super crazy, but I
Facts.
got a chance to go back and play certain games. I play mobile game as well, so I play that, and I also play Genshin Impact, a little bit of Neo every now and then. We just got a new update for what was it Genshin Impact, so they just had a new release of a character and new storylines is popping up, so I'm actually interested to see how much story they could put into this game.
Awesome, awesome. That's what's up. Yeah, Valentine. I can imagine for you, my dear. Valentine's Day was crazy. I'm glad you came out unscathed. Um,
Yes.
Next up is our good friend Snow Bunny Gaming of the Ying Meets Yang podcast every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Snow Bunny Gaming's channel. Dear, how are you doing today?
I am great. Hello, hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. We've been on hiatus. I've been bored. What's been going on with us? Ying Meets Yang also went on hiatus last weekend because
Yeah.
it was Valentine's Day. Sunday, when our show normally is, it was on Valentine's Day, and I've been on hiatus for my streaming for a little bit, doing different things going on. This week, the games I've been playing, I have been into Monster Hunter World. I finally found a weapon that I really, really like, and I'm progressing nicely in it. So that's what I've been playing this week, and that's what's been going on with me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And last but not least, the co-host of everything, the co-host of Yang Meets Yang of Gaming, the formerly mentioned show, great show every Sunday, definitely check it out, and of SSC Podcast, and of SML Podcast that is airing this Saturday. My good friend Project Storm, how have you been, my friend?
Been doing pretty good. Like Bunny, I've been, waiting for an opportunity to chop it up with y'all. So, I'm back. The games I've been playing, I could tell you the highlight has been Destiny 2, the Season of the Chosen DLC. Played some Watch Dogs Legions on Stadia right before the show.
Okay.
Played a little bit of Resident Evil 7. Almost scared the hell out of myself last night on PC. You know what I'm saying? I haven't played that 7 yet. I haven't completed it. So I need to get that out of the way before 8 comes, man. And a list of game, Road Company and all that. So I'm gonna keep it short today, man.
Hey, no. Hey, look, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I don't like scary games either. You know what I'm saying? I don't like scary games, so I can. At least you were a brave soul. I'm still low. I still got some angst playing or getting myself ready to play Little Nightmares 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's how much of a chicken I am. But
Man, we gotta get you into that Dark Pictures anthology.
oh no. You know what? I like watching that though. You know that it's not creepy scary. It's thriller scary. So I can do that. It's the creepy scary stuff that I'm like, it's hard for me to play like an Evil Within or Resident
Yeah,
Evil.
man.
You
It's
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. It's not real though, Moss.
Yeah.
It's like, but hey, I'm sitting up here talking that bullshit. But it is scary as
Yeah,
hell. I'm
you
not
were
gonna lie
scared
to you.
too. Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up.
I mean, there be some jump scares that you sitting there like you did not anticipate whatever that was that just happened.
Exactly. You know, and I'm just a scaredy cat. Everything. Oh, well, that's what's up. You know, hey, look, I been doing
What you've
just a
been
bunch of
playing this week?
oh nothing. Not a damn thing. I've been doing a lot of talking. Day before yesterday, I did like 4 shows. We're gonna talk about what it's about. You know, I had to preach to the choir and a lot of crazy stuff. We still got an episode though of my first look, which is where I take a new game, play it for the first time live on air for our Stadia Dosage members. It's exclusive content, so definitely check out the Stadia Dosage platform for that. But I still got to get that nailed away. But with that said, that's great. That's cool. Hey, look, Do us a huge favor, y'all, because a lot of people may have missed the memo that we are back in effect. We're ready to go, right? Hit that hunchback arrow below. Let everybody know that we are live and we are ready to talk about the latest gaming topics. You know what? Even though we kind of touched a little bit, if we could just take a little bit more time, have anybody been playing anything else? Tronny, I'll start with you, and then we'll just go through the panel. And that way I can hit everybody on Facebook and let them know that we're live too.
Well, like I said before, I was playing a little bit. Like I think before, I think at like I think a couple weeks ago, I was playing Neo. I think it's pronounced it right,
That's
and
it.
Neo 2,
That's it.
and I said it right. Okay, because
Yep,
sometimes
you got it.
I butcher words. I want to make sure I
You got
correct
it.
myself. So there was like, and then I started noticing we're getting a super updates. I'm just thinking about this game. Just yo, this game is beautifully done. But then I saw the announcement. Ninja Gaiden is coming to the other platforms. So I'm super excited about that as well. So I'm like,
Yes, the Master Collection.
yes. And I'm not sure how much it's going to cost. Did they see the price yet? Because I might have to go back and read some of that stuff. Because
No, I
I just
haven't
saw the
seen
picture.
any first. I'll look
Because
it up, see if I can find it here on my Switch
Hold on,
while
not
I'm
to
running
I
through
interrupt
just
y'all
here
been
real
looking at
quick,
seeing.
some stuff.
but to make sure I understand this right, are y'all talking about the Ninja Gaidens from the SNES days or the Ninja Gaiden from the OG Xbox days? Which one are you guys
It's
talking about?
I know.
It's Ninja Gaiden
Sigma.
Stigma 1,
Oh Lord.
Stigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's OG
remastered.
Xbox. Wow. So you again,
Remastered.
I'm not trying to throw any salt in the wound, but Storm is aware of this too. Like a lot of Xbox fans, they've been asking for not only a new Ninja Gaiden, but maybe a rehash of the old ones, and Nintendo gets it first.
Yeah.
Oh
Now,
man.
no, it's going to all platforms.
Oh, it is. Oh,
It's
okay,
going all
okay.
It's going
platforms.
to Switch, it's going to
Yeah.
Xbox, and it's going to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5.
Oh, okay. That's why I
Yeah.
had to
I
double check
just
and make
found that
sure.
only reason I knew about it for Switch first is because it was shown during the direct, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
And it looks
Yeah, a lot of
really
that. Yes.
good.
I
That's
haven't
Yeah.
played,
interesting.
and I think there's a costume in Neo 2 has I think a Ninja Gaiden themed costume in there. So I'm gonna go check it out and see more about it if they have that in there. Um, because right now I've been like really I've been playing, like I said, been playing Genshin Impact. So that's been bringing up new updates as well. So I wonder if, if this is going to be a thing probably down the line of, companies are just trying to, put little add-ons here and there to the point where we don't have to, because I feel like I think from the last gen, I'm gonna make this real quick. Sorry about that, but I noticed in the last gen, like certain games were bringing add-ons, they were charging you
Mm-hmm.
little small add-ons, and now I'm just saying like I want to see more like they're going to start doing free add-ons because I feel like that's still not fair in my opinion to give us charge ones. Even the battle passes are becoming a thing, so that's also a big issue I'm having right now with a lot of games. But the free to play ones, they're using battle passes as well. But I don't know. I've been noticing battle passes been becoming a thing. I just hope it doesn't become like
Oh,
saturated in gaming.
it's already saturated in gaming. Like, look at Nintendo. Like a lot of games that Nintendo has been
Mm-hmm.
coming out with has been having expansion passes. So
Mm-hmm.
that when you purchase the expansion pass, you get all like Xenoblade Chronicles came with an
Mm-hmm.
expansion pass. Xenoblade
Mm-hmm.
Chronicles 2. So if you had purchased the expansion pass, you get everything coming out. Like
Oh.
update wise, like free stuff and everything. You get
Mm-hmm.
like all the expansions that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity they're getting ready to release an expansion pass for that. That's gonna have two big updates for the game included in that expansion
Mm.
pass. So
Yeah.
expansion passes, battle passes, things like that are already here. and they were so quickly integrated into gaming that nobody really even noticed it because we're so used to buying DLC. It's like, okay, instead of having each little piece of DLC, why don't you just buy this one big expansion pass and get all the DLC as it releases?
Oh,
Right, all right.
yeah.
Storm, what you been any other games that you've been playing since the last episode that really stuck to your mind?
Uh, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War on the Series X. The Rogue Company over there. Madden on Stadia. Um, a Titanfall 2 and some other games on PC, just messing around, testing the 4K performance, man. But that's about it. I told you, that, hey, that list is crazy, man. That list is always going to be crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I tried to hop on Luna tonight, man, but it just didn't. For some reason, I couldn't play my games on there for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Luna. I'm gonna give Luna another shot too. I mean, it's not fair for me to criticize it the way I do and not stay up on it regularly. So I'm gonna give it another shot as well. But Bunny, is there anything that you've been playing recently that really stuck out the most for you?
I got insulted in Animal Crossing by a damn
wow.
by a damn peacock in Elvis pants.
Jesus. Jesus.
That's about the only other thing that happened.
The helmet hitting the like button, hit the help button.
It was Animal Crossing had its festival, which is like its Mardi Gras party.
Mm-hmm.
And the host of it is this guy named Pave, who is this peacock. And he's wearing some silver sequin pants and a silver sequin tank top. And he stands there and do nothing but dancing. And so I walked up to him, not in my festival outfit. And he told me that we needed to put these sad clothes into a boring drawer and let them cry themselves to sleep.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
So that's the only other thing.
What's wrong with my man? Is he out?
Oh, and last week, Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury released also. So yeah. I picked it up, but I haven't started playing it yet because, like I said, I've been mostly on my Monster Hunter kick.
Got you. I can dig it. So before we get into these topics, again, like I said, I haven't played anything. I ain't gonna front. It's been a lot of time in fronting this week, but I'm gonna try to do something about it tomorrow. But before we get into these topics, we didn't do this last week because we weren't here last week. So for February, just to give everybody an inkling of the games that are looking to come to PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PlayStation 4 and Switch. If you look at the February list that we got on the screen, there's Doors of Insanity for PC. We got the Outer Worlds Peril on Gorgon DLC for Switch. Death Crown, that's going to be PlayStation 4, Xbox, and Switch. Little Nightmares 2, that's PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox, Switch, and Stadia. If you have Stadia Pro, you got it the day before everybody else with no additional charge. Summer Catchers for Switch, that's February 11th. Galgun Returns for PC, Xbox Series X, Xbox, and Switch, February 12th. Rover Wars, Super Mario 3D World, and Bowser's Fury, February 12th. 30XX for PC. King of Seas, The Protagonists, The Ultimate Atom, Persona Strikers, Rogue Heroes, Code Realized, that's going to be for Switch. Ghost and Goblins for Switch. Hellpoint, Switch. Bravely Default 2, Switch. And Hot Brass for PC. We also got Capcom Arcade Stadium for Switch. Century Age of Ashes for PC.
And earlier this month, on I want to say February 2nd, Ys 9 Maelstrom's Nox released for PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4, because that takes place after the 2nd. But it released for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. Oh no, just PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC versions of Ys 9 will be releasing later in the summer.
I got you. Okay.
Hmm.
All right, so those are our releases for the month of February so far. All right, y'all. With no further ado, let's get into these topics. First and foremost, we got you know how we got to do, man. The console war stuff. You know how we got to do. This is what gets Bunny and Storm fighting and pulling each other's hair out, and all of us clapping like baby seals, man. Let's talk about it. One of my favorite groups called the Ampere Analyst Group, and again, they're one of my favorite groups because some of my friends in the cloud community,
Hmm.
they don't do their due diligence. We're going to talk about that too. We don't do our due diligence in totality, and we forget some things. And Ampere Group is a great group where if you just follow them and you're not privy on information, you'll be all caught up. So just as a reminder, if you want to know how well some things are happening and dopey sites like IGN or whatever don't have it, don't fret. Just go to Ampere Group. But they finally put up some numbers. Oh, I'm sorry, who's going to say something?
I actually want to ask one question though.
Uh-huh.
Um, so if oh, actually, I'm gonna talk about it later on. Never mind. It's nothing. It's
Oh, okay. No
I'll probably talk
problem.
about it later on. Yeah.
So Ampere Group put these numbers up. And for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and the S. And right now, the sales are in line with last generation, right? They're not ahead of last generation. Now, we talked about this last show. A lot of that has to do with the fact that the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X are limited in supply. However, this firm is looking at the difference between the two, and it's the same difference that there was last gen. So you have the same exact gap percentage wise. And this firm believes that despite the restrictions in supply, PlayStation could sell up to 8 million units by the end of March, surpassing PlayStation 4 with the supply gap. Who wants to take this first? What is it? What is this saying? Now do we feel comfortable? Because I know we didn't last show. Do we feel comfortable calling the PlayStation 5 the King of Kings already? Who wants to take that up?
I'm still standing by until both consoles can be readily bought walking into a store. Before we can say anything about it? And the
Okay.
reason is, like I said, you're saying by the end of March, PlayStation can have sold 8 million consoles.
Mm-hmm.
But there ain't even 8 million consoles out here in the wild. And the end of March, that's what, 6 weeks? You think they're going to be able to pump out 3 million consoles in 6 weeks when they could barely pump out 4 million for launch?
Oh, let's see here. It says the
Nah,
analyst firm. Oh, go ahead. No, let
nah, I
me
was gonna
read
say
this
they
real
hit
quick,
that. So
Storm.
they hit that. Oh, go ahead. Read that real
Let me
quick.
read this
Read
first
that.
from the analyst, and then y'all can chomp at it a bit, pull each other's hair out, because that's what we want to see. No, I'm just joking. The analyst firm also expects PlayStation 5 to sell between 7.6 and 8 million consoles by the end of March 2021, which puts it ahead. So they believe that it's deemed more disappointing to see stock issues preventing Microsoft from capitalizing on the advantages it has had the next gen launches approach. So it sounds like they believe, for whatever reason, I don't know, that PlayStation 5 can meet the demand somehow. Maybe there's magical consoles they're going to make somewhere, and they don't expect Xbox to make it. But go ahead, Storm. I know you were ready to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, after all these months, man, you got to look at it and say that they had more consoles in production. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like production don't stop; it happens every day. And they've been telling us that more consoles is going to come. It's selling like hotcakes wherever it goes. They just did a stealth drop at shit, I forget. I don't know if it was Walmart and Target or something like that of PS5 consoles. I just read that today. So they are getting more consoles out here. They're going to be pumping them out now. I don't know about that number, but
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely realistic though. If you think about how many they could ship, is this worldwide or just in the U.S.?
No, this is
Because if it's
worldwide.
Worldwide.
yeah, they can hit that
Worldwide.
easily. I
But
think they can
here's
easily hit
but
that because
here's
everywhere that gets a PlayStation 5, that shit is going to be sold out in a matter of minutes, seconds.
but we got to throw another caveat in here. Didn't we go over last week how they were saying AMD chips is in is in high demand and they can't pump out enough for the consoles?
Yeah.
It's true. That
So
wasn't a story last week.
how can are they going to all of a sudden get a ton of AMD chips and AMD can't even get their chips out on the market for sale?
Now,
And
Snow
then I'm
Bunny,
hearing
I
that
just
they are
sat here
having
all this
issues.
time. I just
Then
sat
I'm
here
hearing
all
they
this time, Snow Bunny, and I said that this Ampere group is on their stuff. Are you calling Ampere a bunch of liars? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm not calling them a bunch of liars, but we got to look at, okay, yeah, they're analysts. They're looking, okay, yeah, they get these out. Their job is to crunch numbers. That's what their job is. Let's put it where analysts is. Their job is to crunch numbers. But then they're crunching numbers. Yes, those numbers are completely valid and can be done. But then on the flip side of it, you have AMD talking about they got a shortage of chips, and you need the AMD chip to make the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And that's theoretically where the breakdown is for them to get these consoles out.
Well, I say this. We don't know what happens. All right,
And
production could have been ramped up. It could be forecasted to ramp up right around this time, Q1. You know what I'm saying? We just
no,
really
no,
don't.
no.
And now,
What I'm saying is PlayStation and Xbox are on the ready. The problem
yeah,
is AMD.
CPU.
Exactly. That's
Well,
where, like I said, they're ready. They're on the ready. They got their factories ready to go. They want that shipment of stuff in, and as it comes in, they're making their consoles and sending them out. But if AMD is having an issue, are they not all of a sudden not putting AMD chips in and putting some kind of suspect in? I
of
mean,
course,
and
we
that's
have the
all.
numbers. I'm gonna have to pull that up during this conversation about the numbers, like of the PS4 launch and the Xbox One launch. Right? I'm trying to put that in comparison
I'm
because I still see that 7-8 million. I think that's a realistic number to
That's
hit
a
if you
realistic
ship. If
number.
you ship those worldwide, I think that's an easy number to hit.
That's
They
a
hit
e.
four.
I'm not even saying that it's not an easy number to hit because you
Yeah,
got
but
to
when
think
they
by
hit
the end
four
of.
something, they hit four something in a matter of a few months or whatever. So I
No, no,
think they
they
can.
hit for something in like.
Yeah, it's a matter of a few months, right? Consoles launched in November.
Like a month and a half or something, I think.
Yeah, you see what
But
I'm saying? Or it was it?
the
It wasn't
problem
even a few months. I
is
just gave them a few months just because
yeah.
hey,
But the problem is if they can't get the chips from AMD, I don't care how many they can produce. If they can't get the chips, and remember those chips are being shipped between two companies. And
yeah,
maybe they're in a bidding war with AMD to get more chips between the two of them.
maybe
I don't
AMD.
I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just
Hmm.
saying, yeah, PlayStation and Xbox are ready to do this, but we get news about AMD having an issue. Look at all of you PC guys who are having issues getting AMD cards.
Yeah, I get all that, but they still ship. Including pre-orders. That's where I was going at, right? From pre-order times, from the time they went live to the time the console shipped up until we got that report that they sold 4 point whatever million. That's not a lot of time. So that's what I'm saying. Like you go fast forward now to March or by the end of March, then
Yeah,
hell yeah, they could do a couple more million easy.
yeah, they can, but the
Yeah.
problem is getting the parts.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think they'll have it all lined up though. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna yeah, it's a yield on these parts, but I think that they're still in production. So as long as they're in production, they're gonna be flying out of the factory and into them consoles and these PCs or whatever. It's just
I
gonna
mean,
take a
and
while. Now the PC situation is different.
when you say in production, they could be assembling all the parts, but they're waiting on the CPUs to come in to throw into those parts.
That's what I'm saying, but they ramped up. So I'm assuming they ramped up production to make this stuff happen across the board. Anyway, we're still seeing consoles coming in stores like every week or whatever. It might not be as many as we're used to, but worldwide, you factor that in. I'm just talking about a worldwide type thing, not like our GameStop around the corner. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, no, no. and I totally, like I said, the analysts, if we didn't have they're saying this number even with the production issues, but that's PlayStation and Xbox's production issues. But my question is, are they factoring in AMD's production
I
issues?
know. I
Because
don't know what
they
Tronny thinks. I can't wait to hear what she
Mhm.
thinks about it. But I tell you this, Bunny,
Well, before we hop to
Sony's gonna
that,
mop the floor with Microsoft anyway as far as sales. We are now. If you disagree with that, I don't know. I mean, all you gotta do is
What
look at numbers. You know what I'm saying
no,
from
no,
ooh,
no,
previous
tell
generations.
tell it,
And
Oh
Storm.
I'm
my
talking
Tell it,
about
goodness.
like
Storm.
they're gonna mop the floor with Microsoft anyway. I got a Series X, and if you look at last generation sales and the fact that people are still feverishly looking for this console, and they get then and the exclusives are not being reduced drastically, hell yeah, they're gonna mop the floor with Xbox, man. Sales wise.
Can I throw out two quick things, and then I definitely want Tronny's thoughts on these two things, right? And then everybody can
Okay.
circle back and pull each other's hair out. Hit that like button. This is the story from the A&D article that's being quoted, y'all, that legitimately Snow Bunny's bringing up, which is a very great point. It says ultimately, consoles such as the PlayStation 5, Microsoft Xbox Series X, and Series S are likely to be most affected until second half of 2021. So whatever little stocks are being made available right now tend to be quickly lapped up by scalpers who sell them for a high mark up on sites like eBay. So first point is, it sounds like that there are units already put together that they ain't put out their full supply, that they're being stored in warehouses or somewhere between Xbox and Sony, and they are rationing them out. Secondly, I'll go back to the GameIndustry.biz article from the Ampere Group. They say Ampere adds that while Microsoft is focused on recurring revenue through Game Pass and general audience engagement across consoles, so PC and even mobile, rather than primarily relying on traditional hardware sales. So it sounds like that PlayStation was more aggressive in getting their supply up than Microsoft, because it's like a hybrid approach with them. They're heavier still on console sales, but they're starting to lean a little bit more on Game Pass and hoping that you just subscribe to Game Pass and it's on the old console or on the PC. So with all those dynamics added in, what do you think, Tronny? Do you think that it don't matter? PlayStation is still going to be stomping their ass out, or as Bunny was alluding to, there's a little bit more to play here.
I think it's a little more to play because, like I said, I'm having a hard time getting any consoles, to be honest. Sometimes you have to like ask for a shipment when that's going to come in. They'll tell you if it's going to come in or not, and usually they say, "Oh, we get we get them randomly," so you don't really get that shipment. It might be like 2 or 3 coming in, so we
Yep.
don't know.
Well, what I do know
Tell them, Storm. Get
is
them.
that those numbers are going, hey, you know what I'm saying? If we going by that 4 point something million and that 3 point something that Microsoft
Yeah.
has already sold, we know that those consoles are not sitting in stores on store shelves. That's in the consumer's home, like the article was saying. You know what I mean? They're in the hands of the consumers.
Yeah, they're
You know,
already been
what are they
depleted.
now? I'm not counting defective products and all that. I'm just saying they paid for. People got them home, or whatever the case is. So I
or even a
PlayStation. So
scalper
I just
in
don't.
a
Right,
box.
a scalp. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right. A scalper
scalpers,
might have it
man, they're
waiting
the
on
ones
eBay
killing it.
somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get that 1100, that 1200 off of it or whatever. You never. But they're still paid for. Sony don't have to worry about that. They can count those as a sale. Microsoft don't have to worry about that same thing. So my thing is though, I'm going back to this question. Who on the panel thinks that Microsoft has a fighting chance to outsell Sony or to even match them sell per sale? Like, who thinks
I
that that's
don't
possible this
think.
generation?
Uh,
He
unless
went straight. He went
Microsoft,
straight for the nookie. Okay, go ahead, brother. Go
I
no,
got to
ahead.
go for the nookie because
unless see, the problem is right now, and see, and that's the thing. We already know Microsoft's goal isn't to compete.
Hmm.
We
Speak
already
on it.
know
Speak
compete
on it.
now.
they want to focus on Game Pass and things like that.
Yeah, but that's still
I mean,
competing now. That's still competing.
even Phil Spencer said you don't have to buy our console, just buy
Ooh,
Game Pass.
true. Okay. So,
I mean,
so
and
what
it's
you
not, and
saying that?
I'm not saying that is like a negative thing or whatever,
Hmm.
but that's what we got to factor in. The console sales and stuff is like the console war people are keeping that alive. But then when
Hmm.
we look at what the companies are saying, like what Phil Spencer's saying, and everywhere they're talking about Game Pass and everything, I really don't think they care about that.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
mean, do we
it's a
think that's
good
a
point.
mistake
I
though?
can't argue with that. Can't
Do we
argue
think
with
that's a
that because
mistake
they,
though? Do we think?
yeah,
Do we think it's too soon to be going on
I
at a
still think
hybrid
it's
level?
I still think it's too soon to say anything because, like I said, we'll know true numbers the moment because right now both consoles are out and it's hard to find both consoles. We
Hmm.
really won't know how the sales are until we get it where the consoles are on the shelves and
I'm
staying on the shelves
struggling
for at
to
least for a
listen to
week.
this, and I think I'm hearing that you believe that Microsoft has a chance. That's what's making my stomach
I
churn
mean,
right now.
it's not that I'm saying they have a chance, but it's still too soon to say. It's like look at how the Switch was, right? Remember how the Switch was never on shelves anywhere when
Right.
Xbox and Microsoft was on shelves. Okay? The Switch was selling at such an alarming rate. Yeah, okay, they were selling at such an alarming rate, but then it panned out for a moment. They had you could walk into any store for a while and buy a Switch because they weren't sold out until the pandemic again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you were better able to see track how Nintendo was selling the Switches because you could they were readily available. Right now, everybody's going to jump on Xbox and everybody's jumping on PlayStation because those are the consoles they want. Okay. When they get to a point where you go into a store, like prime example, when Toys R Us was going out of business, right? I went into my Toys R Us and they had like 50% off consoles or some craziness, right? 20-30% off consoles, right?
Yeah.
Do you realize that every PlayStation console that was in stock sold immediately when it went down to like 20% off? Every Switch console sold immediately when it went down to 20% off. Xbox was there till it got to 50% off.
We'll see. Okay, so here. Let me throw this out there. Let me throw this out there. And Tronny, you don't get to save your locks from the hair pulling the fair here. We got to throw you in there too. Somebody get to grab at your locks too. So I want you. I'm curious on what you think about this, Tronny. All right. So I get to where Xbox wants to focus on Game Pass. So they're like, you know what? We ain't worried too much about the supply because we're trying to get Game Pass subscribers. And yes, in all likelihood, Game Pass is the number one Netflix style subscription service out there in gaming because nobody solidified anything, right? We got others out there, and they haven't given any numbers, so we don't know where we're at. But let's just assume that they are. If you look at the raw numbers, y'all, maybe there's about 30 million subscriptions out there of like that, but the total demographic is 1.6 billion. So that's less than 2%. So that means so VR is more popular than subscription services right now. You know what I mean? So that means that subscription services on that vein are niche. So is it too soon for Microsoft to be hedging their bets this much on Game Pass? Should they be fighting more to get the supply out or to build up a supply like PlayStation? Or did they miss out in not doing that? I mean, what do you, Tronny, what do you think about that? Or am I just trying to cause some stuff? Okay, I think Charlie stepped away. So, Snow Bunny, I'm going to throw that back at you and Storm. Don't let her get away with this one. Snow Bunny, what do you think about that? You think that they're putting their eggs, they're putting, not all of them, but too many eggs in the Game Pass basket? Because, again, I'm going to throw this out there, too. Remember,
Oh yeah.
remember when they hiked up that price? And that price was
I
like,
mean,
and everybody was like, instead of them just saying, well, I'm going to go to Game Pass, they said, oh, hell no, I just want my Xbox Live Gold. What do you think about the strategy?
yeah, I think they are. It's it's like they're jumping into it head first, but don't know how the adoption rate's going to be.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like they're putting the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I personally think that they are, because they're trying to jump within one generation straight to it.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, let's say this gen they released the Xbox One X and the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, right? The digital and the non-digital, the
Yep.
digital and the disc version. What if they did next gen, they did nothing but a digital version only?
Yeah.
People would have, unless they're physical collectors, people would be more inclined to graduate toward that, because maybe during this gen they did get Game Pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they could have weeded out slowly Xbox Gold if they wanted to get rid of Xbox Live Gold. But
Yeah. True.
they just tried to go boom boom real quick, and it wasn't accepted by people. It's And Microsoft did this in 2013 also, when they were trying to get everything that they have now going on. They were trying to force it on people too quick. I think they're jumping the gun a little too quick, and yes, for them they see it's a great thing and whatever. You're saying everybody wants to go to digital and things like that, but then you still have people putting the reins on. So I think they are trying to jump into it too quick, too fast, and the adoption rate is high right now, but it's not at where they want it to be.
Okay. Storm, what do you think, Storm?
Hmm. What I think, man, oh man, I got some crazy thoughts going on in my head right now because I'm thinking something like, man,
Oh,
Microsoft, Sony, Game Pass, Xcloud on the horizon, going to PC, desktop, and all that. You heard what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Series X upgrades 2021. Stay with me right now as I go, man. We come out, we know we're gonna have issues with ray tracing and all software and RDNA and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But we got that cloud. We're gonna run these data centers and everything, which is gonna probably be a lot more powerful than these Series X's that people got in their homes any damn way, y'all. Now check this out. So let's have all these issues. Let's roll this shit out slow. Yeah, the pandemic is just a perfect ass alibi. You know what I'm saying? For us to go ahead and just do what we really trying to do anyway. We set up the stage when we killed off the One X, the Xbox One X.
Uh-huh.
We set up the stage now. Hold on. That was the beginning. People scratching their head. Oh shit. We came in at $299 for the Series X. We stayed at 500 for for the Series S. We stayed at 500 for the Series X, right? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna blow the doors off the shit and put sign up for Game Pass Ultimate right now, and you got access to Bethesda's new title, Day One. Now I don't know, y'all. I could see something like this. Hey, things just come to me. Hey, man. You know I had these visions and shit. They be coming true, bro. I could talk to you
Let them
about
know,
something.
brother.
You
Let
already
them
done
know.
said the shit. If you ain't said, I said it already. Right, so, yo, bro, that's just a little gift of mine. Now I could be wrong, but let's see if it shakes out that way, man. Where Xcloud is about to have a heavy focus, and they're gonna make that shit look so appealing that you don't need a console. People, Bunny already
but
now. Bunny
see,
got me
but see,
thinking about it. Bunny
but
got me
see,
thinking
here's
about it.
here's another thing. Um,
Like, hey, Bunny, hold on.
we're talking
What I'm
about
trying to say is, Bunny, let's save some of them damn billions because what the last thing we want to do is overship and have them shit sitting on shelves. You know what I'm
no, no,
saying?
no. But here's the thing. You
Yo.
just bought into my brain. You bought up Bethesda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda's not part of the Xbox Game Studios. They're owned by Microsoft. They're two separate entities.
Well, I get all that, but still, one hand
Well,
with
no,
what
no.
hand,
But
man?
what I'm telling you is, think about it like this. Okay, yeah, Bethesda games going to Game Pass, XCloud. It'll go to probably XCloud before it comes to Xbox, because as we all know, they kind of want to integrate. I think they're trying to integrate everything under the Microsoft umbrella. You understand what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's definitely apparent with
Because
Game
I
Pass
mean,
PC and all that.
and not only that, it's just the fact of Bethesda didn't go to Xbox Studios. They're part of Microsoft. That's
Okay.
something we didn't even think
And
about.
that's why, Bunny, when I say it comes to me, I didn't know what you were about to say. I just broke down the shit. It just hit me. So if it hits me, I got to put it out there. Like
Yeah,
they
and
could.
then
Hey, I didn't say it before, Bunny. Look for Halo Master Chief. I mean Halo Infinite. Look for Halo Infinite to be pushed on Xcloud first. Play
uh-huh.
now. You can play the exclusive demo for Xcloud right now. Series X
Yep.
people, yeah, they might be pissed off, but they're gonna get the full-fledged game with 120 hertz. They'll be happy again. I can see something like that happening, man, where they could try to
Uh-huh.
play it like that.
And that's what I'm saying. And they could do that with all the Bethesda games also. Think about it like that.
Man, we done seen some janky shit happen with the Xbox Live Gold situation. So they're not against testing the waters or whatever to see what's going down. I got to
Uh-huh.
throw something at Stadia right now for testing the waters for the SG&E, the Stadia Games and Entertainment, right? MM always felt like that, like he wasn't totally confident in the move. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're getting too far ahead of themselves. They don't have to compete. That's what he was saying. They don't have to compete directly with Microsoft. They don't have to do that, people. That's what I remember you saying, Moss. Am I lying?
No, yeah, that's facts.
Um,
I never was comfortable with them doing that because unlike a PlayStation or an Xbox, there's no box to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Basically, you merge your Gmail account, so it's basically a thing of, oh, I get to play Madden on the go. There's no other platform
Yes,
that
sir.
allows me to do this. Oh hell yeah, I'll try the Stadia thing. You know what I mean? So
And
it,
so
it
that's the
is what it
same
is.
allure it's gonna have for Xbox gamers. I get to play the new Halo Infinite on the go, dog. What? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Now my homies got it on Series X, and I could still play with them and all my achievements and everything, and I could join the party chat because it's still Xbox, and I got a nice connection, solid internet connection, and it's free or whatever for because I got Game Pass Ultimate already. Like it's just gonna be a matter of the game coming to. I don't have to pay $60 or $70 for it. I'm in there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be that simple, man. I can see it. I can see it.
Charlie, you're about to chime in. What were you about to say, dear?
boy, man, oh man. I
I mean,
just came back.
what do you think? So the argument right now is, even though there is restricted confines, and even though we don't know how this plays with the shortage of AMD chips, and even though Microsoft leans on Game Pass, do we think that their strategy isn't working, or is it too early to tell? Their strategy of leaning on Game Pass at all at this point, because they're in the same place that they were last gen. Except the only difference is you can argue that they got 18 million Game Pass subscriptions, but then you can counter argue that and say, okay, well, are they out of the red? Because how much is it costing them to get these games on Game Pass? And are they in the black with this? You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think about Microsoft's strategy so far, being that they haven't really closed the gap in console sales versus Sony opposed to last gen?
I think that their games right now, they really have nothing really catches my interest from. I'm gonna go by my perspective.
Uh huh.
I feel like they haven't really shown me anything at the moment to even say I want to get Game Pass or anything, or getting the Xbox Series X at the moment. I think that's right there, just shows right there. They really are not impressing people. And like I said, they're doing way too much right now. Just like you guys talked about the whole like trying to force people to get Game Pass and all that stuff. They're doing moves they done like we said 2013. People are not want to see that repeat again. And I think they need to show how they can really get their fan base to trust them. It's more like trust. It seems like they want you to do this already. I was like, no, that doesn't make me want to go buy it. I'll probably buy a PC to play their games there. I guess like we talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like that's basically it's making me want to buy a PC more than the Xbox
Xbox.
Series X
Yeah.
or the S. I feel like
If
I
you,
just should just get PC, call it a day.
that's the dangerous part to me is that I talked about this earlier. It's not that the strategy of Game Pass is a failure out the gate. It's just that in
No.
order for it to have impact, you gotta have day one content in there, regardless of
Yeah.
who makes it, that people want. If you don't
Yeah.
have day one content in there, like Tronny said, people are going to say, okay, I want an opportunity to play Xbox games, but I'll just get a PC. And people think, oh, well, you can get Game Pass for PC. And no, I'm not getting no Game Pass for PC. If I see a game that I like, I might buy it, or I might wait for a cheap Steam code or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's not really helping
Yeah.
Xbox. So,
And that's
Well,
not right. This was also a big thing about it. They got other people on their Game Pass, and just like that's still you're not. I feel like they want everybody to. They're trying to be a company that does the jack of all trades company, and they're
mm,
doing everything at once. I think they need to slow down, take a look at what they're really doing, and try to work with to see what people really want, because it's like, yeah, you got studios coming in, that's awesome, that's great, I'm glad they bought Bethesda because Bethesda was failing. There's some other stuff too, but at the same time I'm looking at this another issue. I'm just like, y'all doing this and this, you guys doing way too much, and that's too expensive for me. And I'm looking at, and people, like they said, PlayStation now has more games and it's a lot cheaper than Xbox. The Game Pass Ultimate is more expensive, and you got less games on there. So that's also, you have to really look at that too, because I'm looking at people who also I actually going to look at this, probably see this one podcast, and these are people with disabilities, and
mm-hmm,
people, never have that chance. They have struggles with a lot of things, and they want to play games also online as well. So they're looking at Game Pass and PlayStation Now, and they're also talking about what's the difference between the two. So, I think that's what they all had to look at that. I think these are just companies. Again, these are just companies. They're trying to make their money in any shape they can. So this is just, you know, I just feel like they need to slow down. To slow down, take your time, and let people get used to the changes at least.
tell you
S-
what.
re-
Oh, you were you
no, no,
done?
Yeah,
I was just
I
yeah,
was
going.
I'm
talking.
done.
I was talking to
I'm
Tronny.
done. I'm done.
All right, hey, let me say something real quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think y'all underestimating what this Game Pass thing is about to be. You know what I'm
Uh-oh.
saying? I really do think that y'all
Hit the
don't.
like button.
I don't think y'all foresee that. I'm the damn analyst right now. Project Storm, the analyst
He
from
said,
Project
I'm
Storm
impaired.
Analytics.
I'm
Project
impaired.
Storm, the analyst from Project Storm Analytics. God damn it. Here we go. All right. They bought Bethesda. Y'all just talked
Yep.
about that. 7.5 bill, 7 whatever bill. I know it was some billions though, right?
Yep.
Over 7. All right. That's a move right there for Game Pass, y'all, to take over the motherfucking world. You
Yeah,
heard?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's
Got you.
it's setting it up. Hold on, hey Moss, you know what I'm about to go to. Yo,
I'm just hemming in the background.
hate it if you want. They dumbing down games on PC. I know because I got a 3080. I know what the hell's going on. I ain't seen shit over there to make me say, yo, this is the most mind-blowing thing I done ever seen. But they
Yeah.
got a Series X that can run Gears of War 5 just like it on I'm sorry, and make it look better on the Series X than it does on PC in some ways. Y'all got to stay with me, man. I be thinking on a different level. As y'all talk, I be thinking, right? So grass ain't always green on the other side when you're talking about PC. You can get a launcher that don't work and you piss the hell off, man. You could get an update that won't install properly and you piss the hell off. You get a bad driver or something, you piss. Meanwhile, while your friends is already in the game waiting on you, you know what I'm saying? You you got something going on the PC side that you just ain't figured out, and it takes like some hours. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a good example of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, so what I'm saying to y'all is they put all this money into Bethesda and all that because it's gonna make Game
Right.
Pass more attractive, more appealing at $14.99. So for anybody to think that, first of all, that's already a good price. It was a good price when it was first introduced because I had access. I'm a gamer. I played a different variety of games. So that it was great for me. So all they're gonna do is ramp it up and amp it up a lot more, right? Play all these amazing titles over here right now. And, no waiting, day one, no downloads, no installs, just like Stadia and all that, right? Just like GeForce Now and all. But it's gonna be the Xbox ecosystem, dog. See, the Xbox ecosystem ain't to be messed with. It ain't to be jacked with. Party chat, everything. The experience over there is better. Everybody knows the social aspect of Xbox Live is the best when it comes to gaming, man. Now you bundle that with PC and the fact that Game Pass Ultimate is reaching PC players already. Like it's a win-win situation, man. Hate if you want, be mad if you want, right? At Xbox. But you cannot deny the fact that they are setting the stage for some big ass moves. But it makes me think, MM2K, we got to talk about this on Saturday. So stay tuned, y'all. Tune in to SML this Saturday on my channel at 11 a.m. Eastern time over on YouTube. Project Storm 4K. Type that in, you'll find the show. Or we could drive it for you. But it makes me I'm so hyped, man. I'm just thinking about it. It's about things are about to turn up like you wouldn't believe, man. That's all.
But at the same time, are those Bethesda games also going to Steam as well?
They might, but they paid that big money, so they could afford to do time exclusivity if they want to. You know what I'm saying? They could do all that, Tron. And so and either way, they're gonna get that money. They're gonna get that cake. So that's gonna go back to Game Pass. They're gonna get to invest more heavily in the Game Pass.
But y'all know that PC might get the more head of everything because like you guys said, people actually like to update their computers. They like to do all this other stuff. But if you look at it, the modding community, you can't really deny they're the ones who make the games. That's why the PC is always better because they're gonna play with the whole I hope it's DR.
Console players don't give a damn about the mods. That's the problem. They don't care about that. They're not accustomed to it. So they don't.
I mean, there is some modding. There are some on PlayStation because when I have Fallout 4, I played the little mod set. I played a little modding here and there. I thought it was fun. But at the same time, I kind of put it away. Like, you know what? This is I'm bored now. I still. That's how I am. I'm gonna say that's how I am.
I ain't touching the mod. Could you get trophies when you played the mods? Like, could you get trophies while you playing?
No, you cannot. They lock that up for.
I doubt they have a trophy.
And that's why I'll never touch it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about mods. I don't really
because it's free because there's no trophies for the mods because it's not Bethesda.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be hard to keep track of that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be hard for them to do that. Even though you could get trophies, you could earn those trophies, but at the same time, you're like the only time you earn the trophies if you got their their creative like the little creative like the little DLCs they have already set up in in their store. Where you could buy little DLCs. That's the only time you can get trophies. But in that, when it comes to individual mods, no.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And that's what turned me off about PC. Yo, I'm trying to get these achievements. I'm trying to get my gamer score so damn high that it makes MM2K embarrassed every time he try to boot. If he does come back to Xbox, man, I'm gonna have 1 million achievements and he'll be starting from zero. So
I think that's the only game I was really like. I like the Fallout series. Don't get me wrong, I love the Fallout series. But I just want them, if they do bring it out, because of course they're going to get a new engine. Let's call for what it is. They're not going to use that old engine they've been using for years.
True. That's a very notable thing. Yep.
That's a plus side about that. And we won't know any type of new games coming out until probably 2 or 3 years. We don't know how long it's going to take them to make any of this.
You know what? Just to throw some salt in there, because y'all know I'm a hater, right? But here's my issue with them picking up Bethesda. It's kind of like the same issue that I had with Sony picking up Insomniac, right? Like, Sony and Insomniac, 99.99999% of the time they work together anyway. So it's really not a revolutionary thing happening. And the same with Bethesda, except for the crazy part about it, y'all, except for this year, the year that Microsoft paid $7.5 billion for them, PlayStation gets the next 2 games first. But Microsoft and Bethesda always are collaborating with each other, even when it comes to marketing deals. So my concern is this just going to be something that just simply shifts games that we were already going to get under the Microsoft umbrella and really doesn't give us anything beneficial from it besides that, if you're a fanboy? Or are them two going to collaborate together and really make Bethesda bigger and badder than what they've ever been? Anybody got any
They're
thoughts
going
on
to try
that?
to make it
Man,
bigger.
we got a
They're going
lot
to try to
about
make it bigger and
hell
better.
yeah.
They're going to try to make it bigger and better because you can see Microsoft always talk about, go big, go hard, kind of a lot of their times because they're always about want to be the first, want to have that next top, everything. They always trying to, kind of like a bunch of old people. Sorry, no offense, bunch of old people trying to act young, kind of
Oh
thing.
man, she went for the
So
juggler
they
Yeah,
on that
always
one.
try to make
I
them
mean,
more appealing
oh,
to the newer generation. That's what a lot of I noticed that Microsoft, even Nintendo, and even sometimes Sony, they try to make them appeal to the newer generation. Us older people, we are came to be like more like, okay, y'all, come on, let the younger people. We're gonna make it more flashy for them. You guys are fans, but we know you're gonna buy it. We're just trying to
mm-hmm.
get to the newer crowd. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get to the newer crowd. They're trying to get to the what you want to call casuals, the younger gamers and stuff like that. That's what their appealing is. It's not really us. That's why they were so quickly to do the whole Game Pass because they know the younger generation will rather play the Game Pass type of thing than a lot of the older people can.
Yo,
And
man,
this is why I'm starting to look at age is pretty much they're going by demographically.
I think y'all
Then they
forget
have
them. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. For me, as a person, I start noticing the demographics. The young demographic are catching up with the gaming. They're starting to realize the do's and the don'ts as well. But at the same time, when there's something with their friends are playing, or they see their favorite streamer or something like that, they're going to play it. As long as they get pick up, that's why if they pick up more streamers playing this game. Let's say there are a game coming from Bethesda, and this awesome new game has all this stuff. They're their favorite streamer. Let's say Ninja goes and does it and plays these games, they're definitely going to get business.
Let me say
People
this
are going
right
to go
here.
buy it.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna check this out, right? And I get what you're saying about the demographic. I don't disagree with any of that. In fact, I'm gonna go in a whole another direction, right? If
Hmm.
Moss, if Google would have bought Bethesda, me and Moss
Oh.
would have been on camera doing the cabbage patch on y'all ass. We would have been on
But that's some
camera doing the
fanboy stuff,
Reebok on
though.
y'all. We would have been doing the Reebok on
That's some
y'all ass. You know
fanboy
what I'm saying?
stuff, though, right?
Now Moss. See, that's what I'm saying. I
Uh-huh.
gotta hold you accountable, brother. You gotta hold
Yeah.
me accountable. We do what we do, man. Now you know damn well that was a major move, man. I ain't gonna sit up here and let nobody
Oh,
just
no,
trash
that's a
that
major
move right
move.
there,
No,
or
no doubt.
downplay
It's
No
that,
not
doubt.
or
trash at all.
you
No
It's
know,
doubt.
not trash at all.
minimize that move. That was a hell of a move. Now the ball's in their court. They could do what they
Mm-hmm.
want to do with the move, y'all. It's theirs. They made it. They paid for it, right?
Uh-huh.
So don't act like Microsoft don't know how to monopolize, and don't act like they just became Microsoft for no apparent reason. I mean, they get in Xbox. That means the Xbox. I know the Xbox division is different and all that, but they
Uh-huh.
still under that Microsoft
Yeah, that's
umbrella,
still under
man.
that. Yeah, no, you're absolutely
And
right.
so that just like Stadia is under that Google umbrella. So
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
ever in Amazon, Luna, and all that, if they wanted to play dirty, they could get dirty now.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
and
But like,
it won't even matter what your feelings like, how you feel about it. Come on over to the green side. Now we could be nice to y'all and say, yeah, we'll put the game on Steam, and yeah, we'll release it after timed exclusivity or day one. The game will be less money on the Xbox platform, $70 on other. I don't know. They could do what the hell they want, but
they could but also when you sign up when you get that game, you have to sign under Microsoft to play it.
yeah,
If you play that, that's also you have to do. You got to sign under Microsoft because it's going to be like online features and everything. It's going to be on there. So that's also what a lot of people have to realize that now. So we won't have to really Microsoft don't really have to worry. Honestly, Microsoft will not really have to worry about if you get their, like they said, you get their console or not. They just want to see if people are going to really sign up in their if they're really going to sign up under their account.
I tell you
and then
what,
they just
Tronny,
automatically.
people better hate on the other sides. PlayStation, Nintendo. Well, Nintendo, they just do what they do. They don't care about the whole power race. Not all of them. Some Nintendo gamers do, I would suspect. But yo, Microsoft got access to all this technology, software, hardware, and all that, man. I'm telling y'all, like, you can't underestimate. They're already talking about the backward compatibility thing where they're about to double the frame rate in certain games and all that stuff, like with the boost. So if they ever incorporate all this stuff and they can get it together, and Xbox is the best way to play, like it was when the One X dropped over the PS4 Pro, if they can get a narrative like that going on top of all these other moves with Game Pass and now Xcloud and all that stuff play, anywhere, and it's been upgraded to Series X hardware, and it now performs just as good, if not better than Stadia right now at the moment. Man, they could get dirty. That's all. I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, I'm done with that topic. I
But
think I beat that one
that's
up. I beat that one
I
up.
think the biggest I think okay, after this, I think that's the biggest issue right now for a lot of these games. I'm going to say about Nintendo, PlayStation, and Microsoft. Well, we're going to say Xbox. They need to stop relying on oldies to make them money, because sometimes I'm looking at this just like, okay, nice. I don't mind. I love nostalgia. I like watching old movies and stuff like that. But at the same and or play old games, watch old movies and stuff. But sometimes you want to see some other, like, I want to see something else different you guys have. I want to see something else that you guys could come up with. Places can come up with some, bring out their oldest games ever, but at the same time, I want to see something new. But I don't want to see another realistic game. I want to see some games that are different and everything else. I want to see, like, come up with some other ideas. That's all I want to see from all these companies, because
Yeah,
I don't think
I
I'm
agree. I don't think that we're seeing a great launch to next gen. I mean, there was a video from Rich Review Tech, and I know sometimes people feel like he just does stuff to rattle nerves, and that probably is the case. But he mentioned that he got a PlayStation 5, and out of the two consoles, he invests his most time in his PlayStation 5. But he's run into so many bugs and so many issues to where he just feels that none of these consoles are ready. You don't see I mean, yeah, maybe PlayStation 5's content at launch is better than Xbox. You don't know when you're waiting on Bethesda to come through and save the day for Xbox. You don't know
three
when
or
the hell
four or
they're going to be
five
able to do it.
years. No.
And yeah, so PlayStation 5's catalog is better than Xbox out the gate. Hence why you're seeing the gap that you see between the two units, I believe. But with that said, it's still not a stellar. It's still not a stellar. I mean, these are games that even though they wouldn't have looked as pretty, you know, these are things that could have been fathomably done on the older hardware. You know what I'm saying? And we could have saved our $500. So yeah, I concur with that. All right, man. We did beat the hell out of that topic, but it was a good one. It was
A good
to
one.
get everyone's juices flowing, to do some console war stuff. You know how we like to do around here. No, but it was a fun topic.
Right.
All right, so next up, the talk of the week, really, on the big wig stage is Nintendo, the Direct. Now, Storm and I didn't get a chance to really catch it, so we're going to turn it over to you ladies. Snow Bunny, Tronny, I mean, who wants to take it first? What happened with this Nintendo Direct? What were the big surprises? All that good stuff. Who wants to kick it off?
So,
I
Bunny
knew
watched a
Bunny
little
was
bit
gonna get it.
so
Yeah.
yesterday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Pacific Time was Nintendo's first direct in a long time. Like, we had the partner showcases last year, but this has been their first direct in, I think, a little over a year. Um, they
A year?
showed a lot of game. Yeah, like
Wow.
there's the Nintendo Directs, and then there's like the indie showcase, the partner showcase, all that.
Oh,
And
I
the
got you.
This
minis
is
and all that.
right. So this is like the first official one in a long time. And a lot of stuff got talked about. A very lot of stuff. So for people who are in love with Fall Guys will be coming to the Switch. I'm getting ready to just go through everything that they announced. Fall Guys is getting announced for the Switch this summer. If you look through articles, also is coming to Xbox.
Okay.
So Fall Guys is coming, everyone. Also, The Outer Wilds is coming to Switch this year. Most of the stuff is for this year, but some stuff did get moved to next year. Uh, I don't know if you guys remember the Famicom Detective Club.
You know I do.
No, not
Do you
me.
remember it, Tronny?
I think she might have stepped away for a second. Yep.
Yeah. Well, they're updating the Famicom detective games, The Missing Heir and The Girl Who Stands Behind. They're updating them and bringing
I'm
them
back.
to Switch. Ah,
Hmm.
Tronny, you
Ooh,
remember the Famicom Detective Club?
it's been a while. Let me see,
Yes, they're
Famicom. I don't think
update.
so.
They only released in Japan. They are being updated and localized for the Switch for this year.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Samur-
nice.
I heard of that. I remember watching something on YouTube. It was like a murder mystery or something, like one of them.
yes,
Or
it's a
okay,
murder
all right.
mystery where you have to go through. You're playing a detective, and you
Yeah.
have to solve the murder mystery.
I'm gonna try and look it up because I damn sure heard about it. All right, go ahead.
Yep. Samurai Warriors 5 is coming to Switch. Oldie but goodie. Remember Legends of Mana?
Yep, definitely know about that one.
Uh, Moss, you there?
I'm so
Oh yeah, I'm
excited.
here. Uh huh.
Yeah, Legend of Mana, Moss.
It's
See,
coming to Switch and PlayStation.
is it a new
Like
one?
Huh?
Is it a new
no, it's
one
only
or a
one.
remake of one?
It's a remake, I believe,
Oh, okay, okay. See, I want a new
of
Yeah.
the
one. I want
original one.
Legend of Man has been remade so many damn times. I want a new one. I'm being
and
spoiled.
then guys, they showed a new trailer for Monster Hunter Rise. It looks lit. I already got my copy pre-ordered.
Mm.
Well, you remember Monster Hunter Rise that you saw, right,
I saw it.
Storm?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just like,
No,
wow,
no,
I can't wait.
they released new footage.
Oh,
Oh
Nice.
my god,
all right.
they
I'm about to
released new
watch it. I'm
footage,
about to watch it. I gotta
and
watch it.
then we got a new Mario golf game coming.
Yeah, I heard a lot about that. Yeah, everyone's excited
Uh
about the Mario Golf.
Oh, what
yes, it's
soccer?
called Mario Golf Super Rush. Let's hope it's not like tennis because I absolutely hated the tennis
So
game.
yeah, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, everyone seems excited about the Mario Golf, Snow Bunny. Did you play
I
the
liked Mario Golf on the 3DS. Tronny, did you play Mario Golf on the 3DS?
No, I have not played Mario Golf on 3DS. I was like hoping. I'm just sitting here like wanting to get strikers. I mean, the only soccer game I will play. That one was fun.
You yeah, they have not made any announcement for Strikers. I think
Yeah,
that was actually a second party game, I think.
it was under Ubisoft. Ubisoft and
Yes.
Nintendo were having a partnership on that one. And I'm sitting here
Yes.
like, who got ownership of that game? Because right now I am waiting for that game.
I don't know if I'll ever get another Strikers. I don't know
That's
how it's
true.
sold or whatever because like I said, we know they
They
got the
made a
golf
second
game,
game. It
huh?
made a second game. It was good. It got a second game. That's why Mario Strikers 1 and 2.
Well, you know how Nintendo is, it's lost to their vaults. But
Oh yeah.
Mario, and this one has allowed you to put, okay,
Okay.
everybody remembers the Mii's on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Something I think is happening with the Miiverse or the Mii's because some of the games now are coming out where you could create your own Mii's for the game.
They're still bringing that back, or have they already brought
That's
that
what
back?
I'm thinking because Mario Golf got where you can make your own Mii and play it in the
Ah,
story mode and the versus
Ooh.
mode.
So it's pretty
So
much
you could
you playing the game.
yeah, you can pick like one of the Mario characters to play, but if you go story mode, you can make your own Mii and go through the story mode and
Oh heck
do
yeah.
things like that. But another game has the Mii's in it, and we're gonna get to that one because that one's on the list also. Yes, and Eric bought it up there. But Eric, let me get to it. Let me get to it. Because I kind of went in order here, Eric. So for Borderlands fans, Tales of the Borderlands is coming to the Switch.
Okay.
It might be coming to
Oh,
other platforms,
Or
but
really tell. Yeah, really.
Must
This
like
is
that
tall
one.
tale. Was that?
huh?
Well, I'm not
So you
a. I'm
like
not
that
a.
one,
I'm
Mom?
not a tall tale person. So.
Oh, okay.
that was good.
Okay.
If you really, I beat that one. If you really want to go, I mean, the storyline is on point. It's really good. It's not like the other Tall Tale games. You know, Wolves Among Us is another one I want to play, but this one is so good. This is that's why you see some of the characters on there are on the later game, on the third game, and um believe me, I wish they continued the story on this one, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
no problem. Tales from Borderlands. Capcom Arcade Stadium for people who like beat 'em ups and shoot 'em ups. The Capcom Arcade Stadium is coming to the Switch.
Yay.
Then we had a very interesting game called Stubbs the Zombie and Rebel Without a Pulse. You basically playing a zombie and you're going around converting all the town to your little zombie minions.
I did
Yay.
see that.
I'll
I did
definitely
see
play.
that.
Yes. And as we know, I think No More Heroes 3 got a final release date. I didn't write down the date though, but they talked about No More Heroes 3.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
okay, no more. Okay, all right. Did they show anything
yeah,
for that?
yes, they showed gameplay, they showed
Oh
footage,
wow,
they showed a trailer for
like
it.
a trailer for. Oh, okay, that's dope. Okay,
Mhm.
all right, all right.
Mhm. A game that looks very interesting, but unfortunately I won't be able to play called Neon White. Uh Basically you're slaying demons in heaven, not hell. They hired you out to go into heaven to clear it out and shit. So the game looks very interesting. Only thing is I won't be able to play it because
Demon.
it's in first person
First
view.
person.
So it's pretty
Mhm.
much Demon Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah. But it
That's what
looks
it is.
awesome. For people who like those type of games, I would highly suggest you checking out the trailer for it.
Ooh.
Then we had something called DC Superhero Girls Teen Power. Uh yeah. Can we just skip right on over that one? Um
Yeah.
it kind of reminds me of DC superheroes meeting Barbie in high school. That's what it kind of looked like to me.
Oh
But
no.
yeah, no. But it might be fun, but didn't look like my type of game. And Plants vs Zombies: Battle for the Neighborhood is coming to the Switch finally. Uh and then the game that Eric was bringing up about the Mii's, Miitopia, is coming.
It's back.
Yes, it's
Oh.
coming
Okay.
to Switch. What Miitopia was an RPG on the 3DS where you had your little me and you had a bunch of you going on. It was usually a four-party per team going on an RPG adventure. And as you play, you could change your roles as to what you were playing, things like that. But they've added stuff to it. They've added
Okay.
new companions, new things like that to it. So Miitopia is coming back to the Switch. Now, if
It's
they
fun.
yes, now if they bring back Tomodachi Life, I'm going to be in heaven. But we'll start small with Miitopia. Because of the 35th anniversary of Animal Crossing, I mean not Animal Crossing, 35th anniversary of Mario, they're adding some Mario items to Animal Crossing. So if you have Animal Crossing New Horizons on March 25th, there's going to be an update, and then you'll be able to go into the Nook store, not the Nook store, into the little ATM inside the community center, and you can buy items for Super Mario Brothers. So you can get like Mario costumes. You can put two warp pipes on your island to warp you around the island. There's a bunch of things they're putting in for Animal Crossing.
Oh.
I want a Yoshi.
You would.
Yeah.
Square Enix is coming out with a new HD 2D game. So you're
Oh,
like, what's HD 2D? Think of how the graphics of Octopath Traveler were, where
oh,
you
sure.
have the sprites, but it looks 3D in a 2D world.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a new game. Working title is Project Triangle Strategy. It is a tactical RPG. They're going to have a demo up of it on the Switch. So if you have Switch, they should have a demo for it. But it looks awesome. I'm not fond of tactical RPGs, but it looks a lot like Octopath Traveler in the design of
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah. I remember seeing that one. Yeah, that one looks. Now, who is the publisher or the developer of that one again?
Square Enix.
Oh, Square Enix. Oh yeah, yeah. That one is dope.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks just like Octopath Traveler. I was like, oh, I don't like
yeah.
tactical art strategic RPGs, but I want to play the demo and give it a try. It looks really, really
That's it's a
good.
tactical joint. Yeah, yeah. I'm very impartial to the tactical RPGs. The only ones I like are the what's the World War II ones? What do you because they just dropped one the something Chronicles. The
Valkyrie
Valkyrie,
Chronicles.
Valkyria
yeah,
or
those are the
whatever.
only ones that I
Yeah.
like. I don't like the
Didn't
tactical.
Square Enix do that one also?
No, Sega.
Okay, Sega did those.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sega did those.
But
Yeah.
so think of your tactical strategic RPGs, Moss,
Uh huh.
mixed with Octopath Traveler, and
Yeah.
they've made it so the battles have you're not on even terrain. So you
Okay.
could be up high shooting arrows down
Yeah.
onto your enemies and stuff.
So really, an Octopath Traveler meets Boulder Gates 3. That's what that sounds like. That's interesting.
That's what's yeah, it's sounding something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
and Sean says it's like Final Fantasy Tactics, and the demo is out. I was looking for it. I'm gonna have to go down and hunt for the demo. I was looking for that demo. But thank
Okay.
you, Sean.
Okay.
Let's see here. We have a new free to play coming,
Okay.
and it might be on all platforms. I'm not positive, but it's Star Wars Hunters free to play. It's a Star Wars game.
Oh, okay.
So it's a free to play multiplayer game. Then they had a game called Knockout City that they showed gameplay of. Knockout City kind of reminded me of Ninjala.
That name
It's
Ninjala
a
sounds familiar.
yeah, it was a game that released last year that had dealing with bubblegum and things, but it's a 3-on-3 multiplayer game. So it looked interesting if you like those type of games, but I would tell you to check out the trailer for it. Then a game, and we're almost to the end, guys. We're almost to the end. World's End Club. Basically, it's a game where you're part of this group and you're playing this game to survive, but then the game ends abruptly. And when you get transported back to the real world, everything's deserted. And you have to try to survive going through this world to get back home. Looks kind of interesting. Tronny, did you see World's End Club? Yeah, she stepped away again. If you guys love physicals, Hades is getting a physical release.
Really? Sorry,
Yeah,
I can't. Hades is getting physical release finally.
yes, Hades is getting a physical release for Switch. It might be going to other consoles, not sure. We were talking about Ninja Gaiden Master Collection earlier. I did a little more research. It's for Sigma 1, Sigma 2, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge. It's also including all the DLC and all the costumes from before.
Yes, I'm
And it's
excited.
remastered.
Oh, oh, oh. Now, now, oh gosh. Like I said, I'm excited for like games. Yes, I'm excited for older games, but geez, Ninja Gaiden's been such a quiet genre. We haven't heard much about it. but
And
Steam
like I
was
said,
the
it's
Steam
coming
Deck.
on all platforms. So if you don't have Switch, you can get it on whatever platform of choice you want. And then we also touched on the Hyrule Warriors having a season pass. Bravely Default 2, which is launching this month, has a new demo out on Switch. I'm trying the new demo because the last demo did not impress me. Storm, you there?
I'm here.
Yep. You were talking about Ghost and Goblins Resurrection that's coming
Yes,
out
I'm
this month.
looking forward to it.
They have another remaster of a game that I might actually get. Remastered Saga Frontier. It
Yeah,
was an
that's a classic.
RPG. It's a classic, and they're remastering it. They also announced a new fighter for Smash, which is Pyra slash Mithra, uh, from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Storm, remember when you were watching me play Xenoblade?
Yeah.
And you remember the girl in pink who was with Rex, who was
Yeah.
with him and all that?
Yep.
She's in Smash Brothers now. And her alter ego is the other half of herself, which she locks away, named Mithra. And you'll be able to swap between the two characters,
That's
like while
pretty
you're
dope.
Okay.
playing them.
That's pretty dope. I just can't wait to see the gameplay. You know how I am. I need to see it in action.
Yes.
Okay.
She drops this summer.
The Saga Frontier is remasters coming to PS4, the Switch, Steam, iOS, Android, and it's coming April 15th,
Everywhere,
2021.
everywhere but Xbox.
Yeah, I noticed that too. So, I
Um,
mean,
and you can even get it on your iOS and Android.
yep. I was actually surprised by that, but I didn't. I realized, oh yeah, the Switch is sort of like the mobile device at times, so
Mhm.
it can basically play almost everything.
Mhm.
So,
Finally, Apex Legends, for people who care about Apex Legends, is coming to Switch. They
That's good.
also announced Legend of Zelda: The Skyward Sword. This
Mm-hmm.
was the game from the Wii. They're bringing it to the Switch this summer.
Oh.
And people are losing their minds because it's Skyward Sword and it's going to be $60 and you know all the drama that comes with that. And the
So
final game they announced,
Apex Legends, I thought that was I thought well, I know they've been announced now for a long time, so it's good to see that it's
it's
coming.
just coming to Switch this year, or yeah,
Gotcha,
this year.
gotcha. All right.
hmm
Let me make an announcement, y'all.
Oh,
Oh,
one
go ahead.
last
What were you gonna
game.
say?
Last game is Splatoon 3,
2, 3. Oh, okay. All right. All
dropping
right.
in 2022.
Cool, cool,
So there was
cool.
a lot talked about in 50 minutes, but
I
like I
see. Yeah,
said,
I
you know
see.
how it is.
That's over 20 something games.
Uh huh. So
So
what announcement were you going to make, Moss?
we're so right now the phone lines are open. I've been dropping it in the chat. So if you want to give us a call and you got any questions in regards to any of these topics or anything, just in general, just give us a call 724-739-3612, or you can leave viewer mail, which we will read live on air. That's at pnts.com, PNTS main Yappa. So either hit us there for viewer mail or give us a call 724-739-3612. Okay, so we're running a little bit of shorter time. So let me fast forward a little bit to real quick. I want to because I want to get on this PC thing. Storm,
What up? What up?
what's going? Have you? So what's the PC news for today? I'll just leave it
Well,
to you to
basically,
take
it's
over.
the hey, all right. So, in an effort to combat the crypto mining situations and all that, with the crypto farms and all the mining farms and stuff, we all been talking about it over and over and over about how these GPUs are not getting into the hands of gamers, right?
Yep.
Look how long it took me. I had to overpay for mine, for example, right? You had to wait forever for yours to pop up, and then you were able to pounce on that. So, in an effort to reduce the farmers and the miners and scalpers and everything getting these GPUs, Nvidia is coming out with this driver and these new cards or whatever that's aimed towards crypto miners or whatever. So now the thing is that these cars, the 3000 series cars, are so damn powerful. Not only are they powerful for gaming, but they're also powerful for mining and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So, with the new craze and the pandemic happening right now, they're seeing more and more farms popping up, more and more people buying more and more cars, and they're not making it in the hands of the gamers. So to keep it short and sweet, that's what this whole effort is about. It's about trying to reduce that just in time for their most popular card, in my opinion, which is that 3060 or 2060 or 1060 line. You know what I'm saying? Those are kind of like
Yo,
the more
what up?
popular cards because they're the least expensive, but they still do some great gaming at 1080p and 1440p. So I think it's kind of like it's too little too late in my personal opinion because I mean, you done turned off a whole lot of gamers now. They wanted to get their hands on the 3080. Now, Moss, and the 3070 and 3060 Ti and all that, right? So
Yep.
your panel, I will say that I do feel like these companies, I know Bunny will chime in at some point with her thoughts on it, but I feel like these companies had to have known that, for one, mining was already around. So they
Yeah.
had to have known that these miners was going to be the ones that was trying to get these cars and that it was going to be some serious scalping because the price point was so damn low. $699 for a 3080 when you just had a 2080 Ti, the previous gen, that was selling for around 11 to 1200 US
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Like, how does that make sense? So you had to know, and you launch it in the middle of a pandemic, man. So
Yeah.
I don't like the whole thing. I do
Oh,
understand what they're trying to do, and it's
here's what.
probably it might work. Um, it might work, but these hackers and stuff out there are kind of savvy. Now, another part, Tronny, is that they're saying that
Mhm.
they can't, and then I'll let you go ahead and get it. But they're saying that this stuff like this is not hackable. It's not like they not worrying about anybody hacking the software or finding a workaround and stuff like that to manipulate it in any way that benefits the miners even further. So what's your thoughts on it? Tronny was about to say something.
Oh, I want to say something because this is exactly what happened in 2017, around 16 or 17, where I was trying to. I had parts to build my. I had my PC. I was getting ready to buy up some stuff from build my PC, my very first PC, and boom, mining came all the way through, and it was hard to get any parts. They were raising them up and everything. Now that these companies did knew about this, let's call for what it is. They did know about all this. They were just like, oh, they're buying this up. So they knew. Why do you think they had to create something that's supposed to be, hacking proof and all this stuff? Because they all know about this stuff,
Right.
and they let scalpers. They know scalpers are pretty much taking over. They're buying it up, so they got the scalpers' money, not the actual gamers. And also these data miners, they got their money because they know. But it takes a while for a customer to keep complaining until they will say, okay, people are complaining that we're not producing enough or we're not bringing enough out. People are saying it's too expensive. All right, let's just make something for the miners and what the data miners. And now it's going to be worse because, like you said, they're going to find a work. They're going to work around
Yeah.
that device. They're going to find a way. There's a will. They're going to hack into that shit.
I think it's a little too late. Too little, too late. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason I say this is in the beginning, guess what? They didn't care who was buying their
Yeah.
product.
And why would
They
they? That
just
bottom
We
they
line
buying
is
our
just
getting met.
cards.
Damn
Yep.
right.
they
Yep.
they just want our money. So they
Right.
don't care
Yep.
whether a scalper buys it or whether a person buys it. They got the sale. But I think what they're noticing now and the reason why they want to stop it is because they're seeing these scalpers are making more money than what they're selling it for.
Mhm.
And they're like, okay, if people are buying it for this price, we could have charged this price for it. Do you see what I mean? So they're
Yep.
looking at it like, okay, if people are willing to spend these scalpers prices for it, we could have sold it for this much. So
Well, there's
let's
one
get a
thing. There's one
program
wrinkle.
higher.
There's one wrinkle right there, Bunny. Real quick, while you're on this topic, because if they would have gone too high, and the scalpers would
No,
have had
no,
that
no,
shit
no,
at
no.
2300 instead of like 12,
That's what
14,
I'm
15.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're right now. They're sitting here looking like, okay, well, we're losing a lot of money, and on top of us losing a lot of money because we could have charged more, our fan base is mad at us, which means we might
Yep.
lose them completely. So what they're going to do? They're coming out with this crypto thing to make it so that, and they're quote unquote saying it's unhackable. Yeah, right. If you're using a Windows based IBM system for it, it is hackable because those are the easiest programs to make hacks for.
And
Yeah.
That's the
Linux and
reason,
people are using Linux.
like people complain about Apple and things like that. It's actually harder to hack an Apple than it is a Windows based system. That's the reason in the beginning, Apple's they used to boast that they never got hacked because it was so hard to hack their programming because their programming's written language is written totally different. But the problem is now people are finding ways to hack easier into Apple systems. But if you're using a Windows based or an IBM based, or you know what I mean, they're going to find a workaround. And that's the only thing. That's the only reason they're stepping in right now doing something because their fan base is mad at them and they're like, okay, we could lose our entire fan base here.
Yeah, their money. And that's what it's hitting them. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly why I'm a little bit like that's something that they should have done years ago. Back in 2017 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the big boom of the data mining was starting to happen. And I feel
Damn
like
it, voltage.
so I mean this is something where I get a little irritated about. This is the only thing I get irritated about PC, but at the same time I'm just like, you just have to yeah.
Yeah. I
Sorry,
see.
it's more of a rant for me. Sorry about that. It was just more of
No,
a rant because I've been trying to build a PC a while back, and I got pissed off because I couldn't buy the parts because it was too damn expensive.
yeah. No, we saw the GPU market just skyrocket out of nowhere. I remember because several years ago, before this craze started happening, I was building a PC for my cousin, and luckily he got his 1070 right before they went like berserk with their stuff. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like what Storm was saying before. They didn't care. You know what I mean? Or Bunny was saying it before. They didn't care. You were buying their GPUs. But see, here's where they effed up. Now AMD, even though we keep thinking each year that they're going to be there and they're quite not there, the gap is closing year after year after year. If they don't get this together by next year to where whatever resolution that they have, the block, what they to half the hash rate or whatever, so you shouldn't have to do that shit. There should be something hardware embedded into your GPUs to where if you're not running a game or if you're not running certain, you know, protocols, that it doesn't run. It don't fucking work, or it's benchmarked heavily. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that should be built into the GPU. Because what's the point of having it in the 3060 when the 3060 is already limited? So now you're limiting the hash rate. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm pretty sure that's something to the capabilities, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, it
then,
reduces whatever they use to make it effective. Like, you know what I'm saying? To make
yeah,
the shit, to make it make sense for them. Yeah.
yeah. And so then if I get a 3080, that's the one, you don't want to limit the hash rate on the 3080s. I get it. But that's the ones that the goddamn crypto miners are running after, the 3080s. So who is this really helping?
Yep.
I just don't know. I
And
don't know what they
here's
were
something
thinking.
here's something that's crazy, because in the article by PC Gamer on PCGamer.com, it says in there that, like, I'm just gonna read this one line and then you can put it in
Go ahead.
better
Yep.
perspective, right? The NVIDIA RTX 3080 itself has an Ethereum hash rate, and that it has in parentheses the mining performance metric. That's what it is, right?
Okay.
Of 86 Mega hashes per second, I guess. MH is mega. I'm gonna call this shit mining hash or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
86 mining hashes per second. While the old RTX 3080 Ti was around 50 to 60. So you telling me they didn't know that this shit was about that they was gonna get snatched up by miners?
Yeah, come
Come
on,
on,
man.
man.
Come
They
on,
knew
man.
that. They knew that,
Yeah,
man.
I see it right here. That it, yep. Here, for those of you that are watching, there it goes. Let me
Yeah.
blow it up for you. You know what I mean?
And right there in that same paragraph, they're saying that these things are popping up in internet cafes, and people are just having mining parties right now.
Yeah.
And I know they didn't
What in
anticipate
cafes?
internet cafes. Look, they're springing up in internet cafes, people mining and shit. You know what I mean? So,
Shit.
but Bunny would say something like they had to knew they had to know the big CEOs are on. They have their ear to the wall. They knew that the pandemic was on the horizon. So
Hmm.
you just have
They
to think
knew.
like that. So all these companies, think about the number of companies like Newegg and all these people, all these mugs that was jacking up prices too on these cars and stuff because they were
Mhm.
trying to keep their doors open and their lights on. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So that's why
Uh, uh,
they came out at those price points, $699 for a 3080 that outperforms a 2080 Ti that was just $1,200.
and that's the thing. Like I said, everybody, especially the tech. Now, I'm gonna be. Let's keep it real. Places like food companies, they didn't know. Banks didn't know. The tech people
Sorry,
of the
sorry, sorry.
world,
You good?
Nala.
Yeah.
The tech companies of the world all knew this shit was going to happen. Because, like I said, all the tech, Asia is the biggest tech hub in the world. Everything you look at in your house says made in China. Okay? The tech people knew this shit was going to happen, but everybody knew it was going to happen because, like I said, Nintendo came out and said they told the people of Japan, hey, because of what's going on in the Wuhan district of China, we're going to have a shortage of switches
Damn,
here in
Bunny, you know
China,
what?
in Japan.
I flipped over my gaming mouse like this shit better not say made in China, and it damn sure does.
Okay, but Japan, like I said, Nintendo told the citizens of Japan, hey, there's going to be a shortage of switches and ring fits and some games because of what's happening in the Wuhan district of China. And that's where one of our main distribution facilities are. They said we're going to have a shortage, but they said it was going to affect Japan only. They do not anticipate that it was going to affect the rest of the world. Nintendo came out and said that. They at the time didn't anticipate that it was going to affect the rest of the world. They just knew for right now that it was going to affect Japan and Japan only. Excuse me. One second, my cat.
Sorry. Yeah, so it.
So that's what I was saying. They warned the people of Japan, but like I said, it kind of after that warning came out, everything kind of snowballed where it affected the whole world. But the tech companies knew that it was going to happen.
It's it's a shame that they let this run this far, and it makes you wish sometimes that you hope AMD does close the gap and teach Nvidia a lesson. These 3000 series cards are fantastic, but Storm and I went through it. Storm, unfortunately, more so than I. It was just ridiculous trying to get this, and these are supposed to be parts that are for gaming, not all this other crazy stuff.
Right. That's all. I mean, you got gamers who can't game during this time that need the game. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? This shit is crazy, but what can we
Mhm.
do?
I know. All right. So, with that being said, the last topic for the day is this whole situation with cloud gaming, right? Cloud gaming kind of didn't have its best week, period. I know there were definitely, and when I say best week, on the surface, I mean, when you look beyond the veil, it's fine. But as far as perception with the general public, you can kind of say it didn't have its best week. Stadia had its issue with the Kotaku article that wasn't good for perception. Um, Amazon Luna and Amazon with their studio issues and the issue that they're having with New World being rebooted 97,000 times. And they've also cut their studios, which nobody talks about, right, Storm? They also cut their studios
Right.
before they even started. 200 people, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
But nobody wants to talk about that because the target's on Stadia. And then last but not least, speaking of Ampere Group, we were the first ones to, well, I don't want to say the first ones to break it, but we were one of the main ones to break it here at PNTS Network, that Ampere Group pretty much outlined that GFN ain't making no money. The Nividia GeForce Now is in the red. It's actually bleeding Nividia money, aforementioned Nividia. So we got all those things happening in cloud gaming. It's not a good look for perception wise. But again, my question to the panel is real quick before we close out. We talked about Game Pass and subscription models being a 2% business, right? Cloud gaming is less than that right now, but cloud gaming didn't start hitting retail until 14 months ago. So people are afraid that cloud gaming may get to an apex to where it replaces dedicated device gaming, but no cloud gaming company has told you that's what they're looking to do tomorrow. Like Stadia at most 10, oh yeah, we're 10.7 teraflops, which they are. Digital Foundry confirmed it. It's just that they need the codecs in place for that 10.7 to really come to fruition. No, that's a whole different story. But nobody ever said, look, we're looking to replace your PC or your console tomorrow. It takes time for these cloud gaming platforms to even get to that place. And so we're talking about a clean decade before they are competitive. Is the general gaming community, are they shitting the bed way too soon about this? Are they really having fits about cloud gaming unnecessarily, or do we think it's justified with how they cover these headlines? Who wants to grab a bite at that first?
I mean, let's be honest. They've been, and this is with everything I'm noticing in gaming, not only cloud, but everything. It's like one piece of information comes out and everybody loses their shit about it before it's time. Like, remember how cloud gaming was first perceived?
Yeah.
People lost their shit before they even knew what the fuck it was about.
Right.
So any announcement we have in gaming, people lose their shit way too soon. So whether the rollout of however they're saying or whatever it is, 9 times out of 10, the first reactions you get for like the first 3 days are people losing their shit for no reason. And then, excuse me, I had to sneeze. And then it starts settling down and people start processing what they're hearing and more information starts coming out. So I always think people are overreacting.
Yeah,
Anybody
it's
else
just
want to grab at that?
it's the climate we're in. It's the world we live in. Honestly, right now, people don't have the patience. They don't want to read. They damn sure don't want to read a damn thing. Like, they don't want to go out there and research at all. You know, they just want to give their take on stuff, and that's why you have so much going on right now, and that's why these console wars and cloud wars and all this stuff. Believe it or not, there's cloud wars already. I mean, people are acting as if it's not true, but it's already popping off because believe me, pretty soon Luna will be firing shots at Stadia. Stadia will be has already been throwing little snarky ass shots at Luna and GeForce Now. So it's kind of like it's inevitable, right? But
Yeah.
for these people right here that we're talking about, it's kind of like, like, don't you understand that cloud gaming dying is that affects you as a console gamer? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It does affect you in some form or fashion as a console gamer.
It
Um,
does.
you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't understand what people like. First of all, you get more competition in these industry in these sectors or whatever, and the industry is better for the industry. You love the game, right? But so you might want to care about the health of the industry. Then if you care about if whether you care about cloud gaming or not, you want there to be competition in that space because one day you might almost be forced over there. You know what I'm saying? Or if you
Yeah.
want to continue to game, because they might cut your shit off in a way that you can game on consoles, but you might not get the critical updates that you might
Mm-hmm.
need. Consoles
Yep.
might still be around, but those updates might not. That's how they push people over. So I know that sounds scary, but it's been happening. So I'm just saying, man, like people need to just really think before they speak sometimes. And I know I'm probably guilty of that myself, but I just keep it factual. You know what I'm saying? I keep it factual based on logic and common sense. You know, when I'm speaking for the most point. But I don't know, MM, because everybody wants Stadia dead, for example, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you the world, like only 3% of that same population will want Xcloud dead.
Uh-huh.
And they don't really care. Like they want Luna to just come out and just make Stadia look bad. So they're giving Luna all these passes and all that stuff. This is how it's shaking out.
Mm.
It's shaking out that way right there. They want Stadia dead, so they're gonna praise everything else that could potentially kill it. The problem is that's fueling more of this hate when it comes to cloud gaming is nothing can really mess with Stadia when it comes to tech and the fact that it's backed by Google and their infrastructure and their cloud, saying all that stuff. Shit is the
Mhm.
real deal. So people got to deal with that. Reality smacks you in the face, and there's nothing you really can do but sit your ass down, man. It's sad, but that's what's happening to a lot of people, man. They're getting smacked by that reality that Google is backing Stadia, for example, and then the cloud gaming. If Google, if their technology works the way it does, you have to have hope. You have to think that Microsoft and Sony and somebody will get it together, and Nintendo will get it together eventually, and then this shit is going to blow up.
But you also have to think about it like this too, Storm. The same people who are hoping Stadia is dead and praising Luna and everything, the reason they're doing that is because they realize they screwed up and they're trying to save face and eat and not eat crow if Stadia succeeds. That's what
Yeah,
that's about also.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's an
backtracking
argument
101.
of, oh, I don't hate women. My mother's a woman. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
It's
yeah,
it's it's
yeah,
that
hell
Mhm.
yeah.
type of crazy loopy
Oh,
ass
that's true.
logic. You know what I mean? That they're trying to. I don't hate cloud gaming because I like Amazon. They
Mm-hmm.
you don't have a key to Amazon. You never played Amazon. How the hell do you know you like it? Listen, the
Right.
model makes sense to me, but when Microsoft tried to force you to that same model, what did you say? Hell no, we won't go. So shut your dumb ass up.
Right.
You know what the biggest disappointment for me is? I'll be honest with you. Um, it's not the people on the periphery. We know that the mainstream media, and that's why we have shows like this, and it's not about having 80,000 viewers every day. But it's over time, people will realize and appreciate and see the truth, and they will flock to the truth. Um, but most people are sheep. Unfortunately, it is what it is. The people can get offended, whatever. But if you get the majority of your news from IGN, you are being heavily misled. That is just it is what it is, and most
You
people
get the
do.
majority of your tech breakdowns and stuff from Digital Foundry, you're being misled.
Exactly, and most people do. So they're sheep. Um, but the most disappointing thing, Storm, for me, and I spoke to this earlier on a special stream, is the Stadia community, or no, not the Stadia, the cloud community's take of all this. Like, we have different wings of the cloud community that like different platforms, but instead of banding together and speaking truth to light on all of them, they feed into this too because their platform is less popular in the cloud community. So then they feed on this misinformation to prop up their what's it called? Like, for instance, there's more users on GFN that there are on Stadia, but the vast majority of them users are people that have PCs already that are just using GFN for when they're away from from their rigs. Those aren't true
Okay.
cloud gamers. Those are people that are just tinkering when they're away. So they don't care that every game doesn't work because they can fall back on their dedicated device. That's not what the cloud gaming community is about. But those people who use that rhetoric to go against Stadia to help prop up their platform. Same thing with Luna. Nobody's talking about Luna. The only time people talk about Luna is when they talk about Stadia. When they say, "Oh, I think Luna's going to be better than Stadia," and they have no
Yeah.
idea. Nobody's talking about Luna. But then again, those same people use that rhetoric to prop up the platform that they like. And there's just the cloud community is just too lopsided in its reporting. It's not even killed and it's not beneficial of each other. It's just a disappointment. And I'm going to say it here, like I said in my thing, and I'll say it again on Saturday, Storm, when we do SML. I'm repulsed by it. I'm so repulsed that I coined a new phrase. When they get too stupid out here, I'm going to take an enthusiast day. What's an enthusiast day? Well, I'm an enthusiast on my platform, and I just play the damn games that I like, and I just ignore the idiots. You got to take a day like that sometimes because idiocy is supreme. So my message to the cloud community, I expect this for people that don't cloud game. Not saying it is right. I don't just expect this from y'all and your habits and being lopsided on how you report this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like if you say that you don't understand how Stadia can get subscription models and survive, then you don't understand how Amazon works, right? And if you got a problem with if you got a problem with Stadia's business model, then you need to have a problem with GFN's because Ampere told you it's not sustainable. If you want a roadmap from Stadia for 2022, you need one from GFN and Luna. Like, this got to be... So, anyway, I digress. I shut up. I don't know if anybody wants to pick that up before we close, but it's just a bad situation all the way around for inside of the community and outside the community.
Nah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. You can see it all around, but we've been seeing it for a while since Stadia first kicked off and all that. Luna came after Stadia. GeForce Now was already around. Stadia came out making more noise than GeForce Now, whether it be good or bad, man. So it's just I always say just let everybody be great, man. They have their minds, so they have to have their opinion. They just want to be heard, man. So I try not to get too upset by what people are saying. When it don't make any sense, then I gotta say something. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Any closing thoughts on this at all? Anybody or did we cover?
No, I think we didn't beat every topic to death.
We beat it down.
We don't
beat
beat
it
them
up.
down.
Yeah,
Charles
man.
Arand says, but MM and Storm, what are your thoughts on people in the cloud community using other events or streams about other cloud outlets to bash Stadia?
Hey, man, we'll talk about that on Saturday, Charles.
we'll
We
talk
got
about that
some
on
of that coming
Saturday.
for
I
you.
mean,
You know how we
again,
do.
That's a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Tronny,
ridiculous.
you just don't know.
Nah, we do.
They're like, so we all know the console war and how hot garbage it can be, right? How it's a
Yeah.
hot mess. Stadia and the cloud community is getting their whole new set of drama, and they're becoming and some of them are becoming as
Hey,
toxic
it's
as
worse. It's
Worse.
worse
as
than
As
Xbox
tough.
and PS. And
Okay, here's the
PlayStation.
thing. I'm just gonna be real. Like all this, what did anybody getting out of this whole thing? Are they getting any money? Are they
exactly.
getting all this stuff,
Right,
fame?
Sonny.
What are you getting out of this whole thing of just
It's
arguing about
validating
these
your
games?
purchase. I gotta
Hey,
validate what GFN is it the number one,
hey,
or is it the most sought after cloud platform? Oh, and
right.
that's
Hey,
what
Mars,
it
let me
is.
ask you this.
It's just a
In the
cloud
most
platform.
toxic, in the most heated war, I won't call it toxic because I'm a part of that shit still at times with the Xbox and
Yeah, we
PlayStation,
poke
right?
fun. Yeah,
But other people call it toxicity that don't understand the culture and all that. They haven't been around long enough in the game.
exactly.
They haven't been in the clans on the games. And they haven't been in the party chats and all that where you
exactly.
talk shit into the next morning and having a good time. And you talk shit and you ready to roll up on somebody, but the next day you in the party chat with them again.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what it's really about. So look, this is what I'll say though. Never have I ever, man, once in the last however many years, heard one individual from those two camps say, I wish PS5 would just die.
Mhm.
I wish Xbox would die right now. I wish the Series X would just die a horrible death. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, 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 no.
hey,
I have heard people say Nintendo needs to die and just become a
yeah,
third party
yeah,
studio.
but it's not an everyday thing, Bunny, where you gotta,
Yeah.
you're not, hey, Bunny, y'all not even in the community, you and Tronny, but you done heard that shit on Twitter. You done seen it on Twitter. You done heard it on
Mm-hmm.
podcasts, and some of your favorite YouTubers have said it.
Yeah.
You have heard it. So that's what I'm talking about. It pales in comparison. Stadia is now the most hated, and it's got to work in Google's favor at some point. It is the most hated platform. I mean, if you look at the views, just go to Google, go to YouTube and see how many views the Google Stadia channel has itself. It's just crazy. So then you got to look at, man, I don't want to break that down. Saturday, y'all, stay tuned. It's coming up,
Yeah,
SML podcast.
it's you know what? I mean, it's for in Google's favor. 8 out of every 10 gamers, casual or hard, they don't even know what the hell a Stadia is. They don't. I was talking to somebody today about my PlayStation 5 and the craziness that I had around that. And I said, man, I don't even play. We were talking about it. I said, man, I really don't even play consoles all like that. I be on this thing called Stadia. Have you ever heard of it? Oh, no. What is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, the average person don't even know what Stadia is to their favor. But the problem is, what they're hoping is they're trying to keep Stadia stifled so they can never branch out or, come out of that cocoon, So they're trying to make sure that anywhere you turn about Stadia, it's horrible news. And the more disgusting part about it is most of it is coming from within the cloud gaming community. Most of it is. We had a story today, Storm. We had a story today about the class action lawsuit where, yes, you report it, you put it out there. Yeah, this is a class action lawsuit that's going on. Just like anybody else will report the class action lawsuits going on with PlayStation and Nintendo and Xbox about drift, right? And then you go about your business. But people within the cloud gaming community tried to make it a big deal. Oh my gosh. Here goes another one. You know what I'm saying? Beatboxing like the Fat Boys and shit, trying to make it seem like that it's a grandiose thing. So I had to go out there and say, we've seen this before. Set the precedent out there. And I'm going to tell you, that's when I really got nauseous. That's when I really got sick. I said, this has turned into the most repulsive act of inter-community activity I've ever seen in my life.
I got a question for Tronny and Bunny real quick, right? Mm-hmm. All that hate y'all hear about Stadia, for example, right? Just Stadia, not even all the cloud gaming. All right, Google Stadia just came out November 19th, 2019, right?
2019, yeah.
2019, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not even 2 years old yet, but if you go to YouTube and look at their stats, so we'll see me and Mars, we can see the stats of how many views and traffic they get and all that. So 83.7 million views. Now, think about all the people that y'all have been hearing hating on Stadia like shit. They probably been the same people that been out there seeing what the hell Stadia was doing. 83.7 million views in a probably like less than a year and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that's just crazy. Now, look, wait, though, Bunny, wait. But then look at the number of subscribers is 200 and something, 20-something thousand, but 83.7 million views. So
yeah, that's because all these companies out here writing all these articles and all that, all these YouTubers and influencers who's been talking negative about Stadia, they've been over there to hear the news so that they can misreport something first. That's the reason they're hanging out over there.
275,000, my bad, 275K subscribers.
And if what I was saying was just isolated to one person or one group or two groups, it wouldn't be a big idea. It wouldn't be a bad idea. We could go to those one groups and be like, y'all, man, come on, y'all. Y'all out here frauding. But no, there is a big ass chunk, a big ass swath of the cloud community that, again, because Stadia may not be their favorite, this is what they want to do. But rising tides lift all. You're in a battle for legitimacy, and this ain't the way to go. So, I'm in my 30 plus years of gaming. I know I'm sitting there trying to shame people or this swath, but I'm going to be honest. I can only keep it real. My 30 plus years of gaming, this is the most disgusted that I've been about gaming. Period.
Yeah, and that's saying a lot because you were really disappointed back here in 2019 after that
Yep.
E3. I thought
Xbox and
you were
yeah.
going to just go. I thought you were going to just walk away from the whole thing because I mean, like you, dude. I think you went through a slight depression
You
because you
know.
can't. Because it was like, here's how it was before that E3. Oh, here's Bunny, doom and gloom Bunny. Here she is. Yo, you gonna just have to rain down on our parade, Bunny. And then here's Moss. Here's Moss after E3 2019. Yeah, Bunny, I see why you treat these companies the way you treat them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a step back and take everything in, dude. I think you were in shock.
No, you know what? I didn't. I've always been skeptical of Xbox because of Phil Spencer. I've been skeptical of him. My first video was Phil Spencer in the fury of my Xbox fanboyism, where I went against Porter Rock, you know that, and my love of Xbox, you know what I'm saying? My very first video as an Xbox fanboy was Phil Spencer was promoted and I'm not celebrating. I've always been leery about Phil. Just something about him. Always just didn't, but I never expected what I saw out of that 2018 E3. When I saw that 2018 E3,
2019 E3.
was it 2019?
Yeah, because that was the year Sony didn't go. Because we
Oh,
didn't have
okay,
E3
okay,
last
yeah,
year.
yeah.
It
And they
was
had a chance to kill it.
2019.
They had a
They
chance to
had a
kill it.
chance
Yeah,
to
they had
kill
the
it,
stage to
but here comes
themselves.
Nintendo and Square Enix, and Nintendo and Square Enix just rocked that shit.
I'm happy about what I didn't show you this year. That's what he said. Hey,
Yeah.
yo, I was done. That was it. Good night. Oh man.
Like I said before, it was, oh, Bunny, you doom and gloom, and I'm like, hey, y'all, let's just wait. No, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Then it happened. It was like, damn, that was some shit, buddy.
Yeah,
I
that
see
was
now
that was
why.
horrible.
And then after that, you kind of, like I said, I think you went through a little depression state there.
Well, you know what? No, I've been leaning towards other platforms. I was eyeballing cloud a little bit, and then I was like,
No,
go
but
to
that's
PC.
when you really got into the cloud, thinking about the cloud and stuff. Because that's soon after that, probably because E3
I
happened
started
in
with
what,
PC.
June.
And I
But
didn't work out.
September, we were talking about in September about you starting Stadia dosage.
No, we talked. I think we talked about that like October, November. I was still doing my PC thing. I was trying to deal with it, and then it's just too much.
But you had Stadia dosage like literally right when Stadia launched.
Yeah, a little bit after, like around December, I think was our first state. Well, no. You're right, because I started it on the platform, and then so around November. But September, October, I was still doing my PC thing, and it just wasn't working out. And I was like, oh man, this is getting crazy. Xbox is going to shit. PC ain't working. What is a brother to do?
Yeah, and I got tired of the vicious cycle of dumb shit. No games. I'm paying $500 for a console. $400 for a console. And I was just ready. The toxic ass party chats and shit. I was done with all that. So Stadia, that's why we here, man.
You know what Stadia reminds you of? I tried to explain this. You say you got two kids. One's a senior in high school. The other one's a freshman, right? Now, inherently, the senior's going to know more than a freshman. Okay. But when that freshman comes through the door, that second child, that freshman, and they're doing shit that the senior couldn't even do in 11th grade. Even though the senior is a senior now, and inherently, because they had more time in the game, they got more to offer, but you see the potential in that freshman.
Right.
And you're excited because once that freshman becomes a senior, it's a wrap. That's what being involved with Stadia is like. You know what I'm saying? It's not the full package yet, but it's doing a lot of shit that the big boys can't even touch yet. But the big boys are the full package. Don't get me wrong. They're the full package right now. But when that motherfucker become a senior,
then he's gonna get all the scholarships and everything. All the schools gonna be looking for him. Yeah,
Exactly.
boy.
That's what
I
being a
like
fan
that.
of Stadia is like. Yep. And
Like
people that
that.
don't realize it like that, it's still a freshman. It's not a senior. For those of y'all that don't understand it, y'all keep looking at it the wrong lens. And those of y'all in the cloud community that wanted to buck against PlayStation and Xbox, now no, it's too soon. It got to go through its maturity phase. It just has to. So,
A
all
hell of a
right.
way to end it.
Absolutely. Well, with that said,
Yes.
let's close out. Let's start with Tronny. Tronny, where can everybody
Mm.
find you?
All right, you can find me on. Hold on. Am I? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
We
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay, making sure I didn't like bump you again. You guys can find me on Twitter as in Galactic Cutie. I'm also the announcements when it comes to the commission. I also hop on the round table at times. We had one yesterday. It was crazy, like usual. Yes, and also I'm a moderator on Six Channel, so you guys could check out Six Humor. He got one called pol- was it political incorrectness? I think that's the one, and his channel is really good. It's he talks about a lot of topics that are not usually they're gaming and but usually are not gaming, but there are really good topics, and I think you guys should check them all their channels out because they're like the first ones who found me. So I just feel like this should be an opportunity to shout them out.
All
Feel
right.
that.
All right.
Yeah,
Bunny, where can everybody
definitely.
find you at?
You can find me over on my channel, Snow Bunny Gaming, especially on Sundays with my beloved co host here, Project Storm, for Ying Meets Yang of Gaming at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be resuming this Sunday. I don't even know the date, doesn't really matter, but it'll be Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, you can catch me, like I said, on Snow Bunny Gaming. I haven't uploaded anything here lately, but I'm planning on uploading something soon. It's just that I've been super busy with work. And you can find me on Twitter at SnowBunny426. And that's pretty much it right now for me.
Hey,
Awesome.
well,
Awesome. Awesome.
that leaves me to up
Yes,
next.
sir.
You can find me and MM2K right here, SML podcast over on my channel. That's Project Storm. I should have had a link ready for y'all by now, but hey, type in Project Storm 4K on YouTube that and subscribe to my channel. That's where you're gonna find us. It's a rotating podcast. It'll be my channel this Saturday and MM2K or Stadia Doses News' channel the following Saturday. So check us out, y'all. We go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check us out. We've got a lot to be talking about these days. It's like me and Moss, man, we used to be like the good choir boys, you know what I'm saying? And we got
Mhm.
kicked around and told people keep telling us we can't sing and all that stuff. And eventually we get tired of that shit. So you get on your black coat and you come back like, yo, who the hell
Yeah,
said something?
you
You
know what
know what
I'm
I mean?
saying?
So that's where we at kind of like right now with all the dumb stuff that's going around. So tune in if y'all want a great ass show on Saturday. Um,
Absolutely.
and you heard Bunny say we're going to be kicking it live. That'll be Sunday the 21st at 2 p.m. Eastern time on her channel. All right. That's all I got for y'all.
Yep, and you can catch every links to everybody's platforms in the description. So make sure you go to the description and check all the links. All right, you know where you can find me. You can find me here, or you can find me on the Stadia Doses platform. Again, like Project Storm said, we will be live on his channel next week. Check out the link. Check out the link for Snow Bunny Gaming. So you can catch the next episode of Ying Meets Yang and Gaming, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely check out Tronny's link so you can catch her, whether she's on Roundtable Podcast or moderating for Sick Humor on his channels. Great stuff, everybody. All right, with that said, thank you, everybody. Appreciate, love you all. Have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.
See y'all.
Bye.
Nice one.
Bye.